they'll get news to him that he's got to make up 6, 7, 8 seconds?
Absolutely. The split timings when Svensson went off this penalty loop, immediately the French were radioing out onto the course to save Fourcade. You've got to find 10 seconds in the last 2 kilometres. Is it possible? It is possible for Fourcade, if anybody.
Well, the next split we'll get is at 7.8 kilometres. Fourcade is already through in a time of 18:44, and Svensson should be there shortly. The Gaelic of Canada, 3 misses. It will not be his second victory of the season. In fact, he'll be a long way down and will struggle. He's already 1 minute 11 behind the starter in the pursuit. It could end up being closer to 1:30, and that's a massive margin to try and make up. So a disappointing start to the championships. The wind builds. A little bit of bad luck for Jakob Fak.
Well, I think Fak is used to this type of wind. It's not unsimilar to Pokljuka, these conditions.
That's not bad at all, Mike. He's quicker than Ustigoff to that stage of the race. We'll try and update you on Fak's time when he comes out. Alexi Buff.
This is brilliant. Oh, it's
very,
amazing.
Very good. Now, Svensson could be in a little bit of trouble. 16:31. Because he's in the standing position, he's got a little further to ski before he exits the firing point. So Buff will be just a few seconds outside. What is the time? He goes into third place, 10.4 behind Svensson, only 0.4 of a second down on Martin Fourcade. Lindström still leading in the finish area, but he knows those 2 misses mean that he has not got a chance of taking gold today. But I think even with 2 misses, Mike, he's going to get a reasonable start in the pursuit, and we might see him do something very good there. Sukup, like Lindström, missing 2, but both coming on at the end of his shoot.
Missing the last 2 shots, Patrick, to hit your first 8 and then melt on your last 2. It really has to have been this pressure from the crowd and the expectations after his bronze medal in the mixed relay.
A top 10 would certainly keep Sukup happy at the end of today, and he's shooting well enough to go 20 with 20 in the pursuit. 58 seconds the margin at the moment. He goes ahead of Tim Burke of USA, who we saw early on. Tim Burke, incidentally, missing 1 and 1, so exactly the same as Freddie Lindström. Now, a familiar figure that we haven't really spoken about very much this season. He's been absent for a lot of the races. Problems on the track, problems at home. It's been a difficult season for Ole Einar Bjorndalen, and we asked the coaches what sort of shape he's in, and they said, we don't know, he doesn't know. We're about to find out. The time is sensational. This is the comeback kid. Ole Einar Bjorndalen is looking for his 50th World Championship medal today, and he has started in the best possible fashion. He has the lead. What a sensational run. What is it, Mike? A phenomenal amount of events that he skied in. I think he's done 100 World Cup races, just under 100 World Championship races, 49 medals to his name already. If he can make it number 50 today, it would be a huge story, and it's vitally important as we watch Fourcade coming in. 23:58. It's a fantastic finish from Fourcade, and it may be good enough to fight off the likes of Emil Hegler Svensson, who's out on the tracks at the moment. A brilliant last lap from Fourcade. He hasn't had to put a sprint in on lap 1 or 2, and he's shown that he's still strong over the closing 2.5, 3 kilometres. 0-1, the shooting score, 9 out of 10. Will it be good enough to defend the title?
I don't think so. I think Svensson getting the split timings, it was 10 seconds. In fact, it's down to 9.8 seconds, so Svensson will not let this one go. But can Bjorndalen spoil the party? Wouldn't that be sensational?
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope so. And a lot of Norwegians saying that if Bjorndalen doesn't perform today, if he misses 2 or even 3 in the stand, he may not get another race in in the Norwegian team. And Sochi, his dream of going to the Olympics next year, will be over. And I believe he's also interested in racing in 2016 as well.
He is, and it's a moment in Bjørn Dahlen's career where he has to provide. The pressure on this one race for Bjørn Dahlen is huge after 20 years on the World Cup circuit. This looks very good for Beatrix until now.
How quickly things can change. Well, we better have a look at the first shoot just to see how many others are challenging. The top three after the first shoot at the moment: Bjørn Dahlen, Svensson, Forkada, and Lukas Hoffa in fourth place. The crowd are getting excited, which must mean one of the Czechs is on the range.
I'm just thinking, Beatrix there, Patrick, he was in lane 29, which was perfect conditions, and just the pressure getting to him. Svensson coming in to take this one, I think.
23.33, he's not got far to go. Emil Hegler Svensson with another 20 metres or so. It's going to be a comfortable victory. He started the lap 10 seconds behind. He's lost 2, but it doesn't matter. He still has a crucial lead over Martin Fourcade, and I think a medal is guaranteed for Svensson today. It's just a question of what the colour is. Fourcade the first to go, and congratulate him. It's nice to see this duel. It's all been about Martin Fourcade over the last 18 months, Mike, but it's nice to see Svensson back.
It is. You know what, Patrick? We so rarely see Svensson showing any weakness in any part of his game, and he very rarely drops down onto his knees. He's one of the few athletes that will stand tall, so he has taken himself over his normal limit.
Well, as you said, he had that great advantage of starting after Fourcade, but when it comes to the last lap, you know you're going to have to work harder than you possibly want to. Now, Dmitry Malishko, we were slightly surprised he got a place in the Russian team, but they said no, he's our number one, and we'll forgive the mistakes in the mixed relay.
Oh, he's making up for it.
Look at this. The time will be fantastic, and Svensson cannot start his celebrations quite yet. 16.25 on the clock. 16.31 is the time he's after. He's got another 10 metres before he turns to the left and then goes past the timing one. He's going to have 5 or 6 seconds to make up. 5.8 in the margin. Second place, I think, is possible. Can he catch Svensson?
A great advantage being given the split times. To pick up 5 seconds, I honestly don't think he's going to be competitive on this last 3.3 kilometres. He hasn't the strength or the fitness that we saw after Christmas when he won 3 in a row, so I don't think he's going to do it.
Malishko's teammate Ustikov just coming into the finish, 24.03, 5th place. That's good and solid. The Russians have had a great season, Mike. They've got 4 men in the top 8 of the World Cup standings, and that is, you know, that's almost unheard of since the days when Germany dominated.
That is true. It's been a long time since Russia have been so strong. Shipulin, well, make the most of it.
Yes, he knows that Malishko is certainly going to go ahead of him as the number one Russian. Svensson there has taken the lead. His time at the second shoot, 16.31. Malishko, Fourcade. There's one name missing. Ole Einar Bjørn Dahlen, who is out on the tracks. He's halfway round his second lap, and don't forget he has the fastest time by a 1 second margin after that first shoot. Bjørn Dahlen, who made his debut back in 1994, taking the place of Erik Kvalfoss in the Norwegian team. Kvalfoss certainly wasn't happy that the young pretender was coming through, but ever since then I think Bjørn Dahlen has more than proved his worth, as we see Alexei Berth coming in. 0-0 the shooting score, and that is good enough to go into third. Shipulin is pushed out of the podium positions, and the French have second and third at the moment. Will it stay that way? Well, Malishko has got to prove himself, Mike, and I think he'll be a bit angry after that mixed relay, so I think we're going to see him putting in a fantastic final lap.
He's definitely going to take himself to his limit.
Now, this is competitive as well. Jakob Fak down in 5th place at 5.8 kilometres. It is sensational, and Svensson's time will be beaten. We've already had a medal for the Czech Republic, the Slovenians who did so well in Ruhpolding, and of course Jakob Fak is the individual world champion. He'll be defending that title at the end of next week. He comes out, and the time 16.36, 5.8 to make up on Svensson. Malishko's in trouble, Fourcade's in trouble, and Svensson will be nervous.
Svensson will definitely be nervous. And, advantage Fak, I think. He's a man who can take a lot. We saw it in Hochfilzen. He had the fastest last lap in the pursuit competition.
Yeah, we'll get him at 7.8 and we'll track him again at 9.2 with just 800 metres to go as Simon Ada comes through. Good start from Simon Ada. He shoots quicker than anyone else in the standing position, so if he goes 10 out of 10, he'll be in a competitive position. We're still waiting for Bjorn Dahlen to come in for shoot number 2.
But Bjorn Dahlen, he's lost a little time. He's 2.7 seconds behind Svensson at 5.8 kilometres.
That doesn't matter, Mike, because Svensson missed one target. If Bjorn Dahlen goes 5 with 5, I think he's got to hit 5 to get the gold. If he hits 4, he can still get into the top 5 or 6. But would you agree with me that he needs the perfect shoot on the final shoot to
totally
take the top prize?
I think so. We're seeing him dropping a little on the pace halfway through the race. Well, 5.8 kilometres. Yes, he needs 5 out of 5, Bjorn Dahlen, if he wants this another victory and to remain securely in the Norwegian team.
Well, Bjorn Dahlen has eased up dramatically on his approach to the shoot. He slowed down some 400 metres. He's now coming to a grinding halt. Which lane is he going for? He wants lane number 29. I think he's been informed that the easiest wind to cope with is in lane 29 and 30, but lane 30 was occupied. Here we go. Well, here we go. This is what we need. The pictures of Ole Einar Bjorn Dahlen. 5 with 5 to claim his 50th World Championship medal. The first 3 are relatively easy. This is where he will start to struggle.
The most important shot of his life, that was. What a pity.
Oh, my goodness. Well, anyone who said he was finished will have to eat their words, because Ole Einar Bjorn Dahlen has proved once again that he is a potential winner, and that is why he got the run today instead of Bjørntegard, because they knew if Bjorn Dahlen shot well, he was a potential medalist. Well, he may still get a medal. He was 25 to 1 with the bookies this morning, and my goodness, those who had money on him will be somewhat frustrated at the moment. One penalty to pay, and I think the margin could be something like 25 seconds between himself and Svensson.
It's actually only 10 seconds, just come off the penalty loop. 10.2 behind, so he's just behind Fourcade.
Just behind Martin Fourcade, and he's 5 seconds down on Jakob Fak. He's 5 seconds down on Dimitri Malishko. All those men in very, very good form. Can the 39-year-old Norwegian match that over the last 3 kilometres? I think it's unlikely. He skied so quick on lap number 1 that it's hard to believe he's got anything left for the final 3Ks. But he surprised us before, and maybe he'll surprise us again today. We will track him. We need to see Malishko out on the tracks. Malishko's gone through 7.8 and is now 11 seconds down, so he's lost 5 seconds to Svensson already. Jakob Fak is the man who's going best on his last lap. He's not got closer to Svensson, but he's held his margin ahead of Martin Fourcade. So Jakob Fak is looking for silver at the moment.
Jakob Fak is one of these athletes that when it matters most on the big day, he produces what is needed.
23.25 is the target time for those out on the tracks. It's going to be tough to match. Martin Fourcade just a couple of seconds, 8 seconds down on that leading time of Emil Hegle Svensson. Well, here is Svensson. A little less tension in that left eye than we've seen at other stages of this season.
Yes, sometimes it almost closes his left eye. One of the few athletes that doesn't have a blind to take the left eye out of it.
Andersen, who coached the Norwegian junior team for many years, he was somewhat, wasn't nervous, but I think he was a little anxious about taking over duties with the senior team. Now, Dimitri Malishko, 11 seconds down when we last saw him at 7.8. 23.25 has long gone. The margin has grown to closer to 15 seconds. In fact, it's going to be more than that. So Malishko found wanting over the last 3K. It was a fantastic start, and once again, clearing all 10 targets. 23 seconds. He's into 3rd place, and a bronze medal at the moment for the Russian. But will it be good enough to stay there? I don't think it is. I think Fat could beat him. I think Bjorndalen might be able to do something over the closing stages.
Bjorndalen actually has just gone past 7.8 kilometres and he's down in 5th. He's 12.5 behind Svensson, but he's only 1.2 seconds behind Malishko.
Yes,
and 2 seconds
and crucially, Mike, he's gained 4 seconds on Malishko to that point of the course. So he is travelling faster than Malishko.